I'm your host, and here on Gurvion, we explore the stories, mysteries, and hidden truths that most people never stop to question. And one more thing, I want to be completely transparent with you. Some of the visuals in this video are created with the help of AI, but the research, storytelling, editing, and voiceover are my own work.
Every single year, roughly $4 trillion of illicit money flows through the global economy. That is 3 to 5% of the world's GDP, generated strictly from the proceeds of crime. This is what criminal proceeds actually look like. Tens of millions of dollars in physical cash, wrapped up in rubber bands and plastic, generated on city streets. It is incredibly bulky and extremely heavy, and yet, mountains of currency exactly like this vanish from major U.S. cities every day without triggering a single banking alarm. To see how they hide it, we must look away from the street level. Take a wealthy businessman like Mr. Chen. He holds $2 million in legally earned money, and he wants to use it to buy this luxury waterfront mansion in Miami. His problem is a strict $50,000 limit on the amount of capital the Chinese government allows to move out of the country. Meanwhile, a drug cartel operative in Chicago is facing the opposite dilemma. He is sitting on $2 million in dirty street cash. He needs to get that value back to his cartel bosses in Mexico, but he cannot risk depositing it into a bank, and he cannot carry duffel bags of cash across an international border. Neither party can access the traditional financial grid, so they turn to a shadow network known as flying money. It is an invisible ledger system built on human trust, originally used to transport the value of heavy copper coins across ancient trade routes, now updated to connect the modern criminal underworld. This system works through allied shadow brokers operating in parallel. In this scenario, we have 3 connected nodes: a broker in China, an allied broker in Chicago, and another in Mexico. Mr. Chen goes to the broker in China and hands over his clean $2 million. On the other side of the world, the cartel operative takes his $2 million in dirty street cash and hands it to the broker in Chicago. The Chinese broker sends an encrypted authorization to the Chicago broker. The message contains a specific code instructing the Chicago broker to take the cartel's physical cash and hand it over to Mr. Chen's cousin, who is already in the U.S. The cousin takes that cash, deposits it into several local accounts to avoid detection, and buys the Miami property for Mr. Chen. The goal is achieved with zero cross-border movement of money. The local needs are met, but a hidden imbalance remains. The Chicago broker has given away the cash he just received, so he is now owed $2 million by the Chinese broker. And down in Mexico, the cartel bosses are still waiting for their money. To settle these international shadow debts, the brokers turn to trade-based laundering, balancing their ledgers by moving physical commodities through the supply chain instead of cash. Here is how it works with legal goods. A front company for the cartel orders $10 million in refrigerators from the Chinese broker, but the broker only invoices them for $8 million. When the cargo is sold in Mexico, that secret $2 million gap balances the shadow debt between the brokers. This process often involves illegal commodities, like the swim bladder of the totoaba fish. It is a rare, endangered marine product that is a high-value status symbol in China, earning it the nickname the cocaine of the sea. The cartel harvests this wildlife in Mexico and smuggles it across the Pacific, handing a multi-million-dollar shipment directly to the Chinese mafia. To pay the cartel back for the wildlife, the Chinese mafia ships pharmaceutical precursors back to Mexico. These are the raw chemicals the cartel uses to manufacture illicit fentanyl. In this shadow economy, physical products, from appliances to endangered wildlife, can function just like a stack of $100 bills. This type of trade creates a parallel currency that never has to pass through a traditional teller window. Because this system relies on trust and manipulated invoices rather than wire transfers, standard financial tracking software has a massive blind spot. There is no digital footprint for an AI to flag. This photo of a shipping port shows why. The sheer volume of legitimate global trade creates a massive veil for these transfers. With millions of containers moving every year, authorities can only physically inspect a tiny fraction of what passes through. Brokers exploit this volume by shipping containers of cheap counterfeit goods, like these confiscated electronics, and invoicing the shipment for millions of dollars. The paperwork looks like a standard business deal, providing a cover to move clean money through banks to settle a criminal ledger. Traditional investigations are built to follow the money. That methodology hits a wall when the actual cash stays put and only the ownership of value moves across the map. Mapping a trillion-dollar network built on trust often requires a shift back to old-school methods. It means deploying undercover operatives to infiltrate these syndicates and record the relationships that digital banking software cannot see. As long as authorities focus primarily on duffel bags crossing borders, they remain one step behind. To dismantle these specific shadow networks, law enforcement is learning to look past the cash and start tracking the underlying exchange.
So tell me in the comments what you want to see next. AI, psychology, hidden history, or mysterious stories? You choose the topic, I'll uncover the story. Welcome to Gurvion.